And we're live. Welcome everybody to the rebranding episode of the pod. Oh wow. Okay. And we're live. Welcome everyone to the rebranding episode of the podcast Legend Killers. By that we'll explain later. Jordan, care to say anything?
I'm black. That is all. But seriously, guys, welcome to the podcast Legend Killers. It's just gonna be another classic episode because David is at work, but don't take my word for it. He's a very interesting guy. But Crime, he's abandoned us for basketball, so he should be back once the season's over. Uh, Personally, me, I really don't care for the NBA, but if I were to choose a team, I'd say go Golden State since they're the underdogs. I'm an underdog guy, but yeah, that's enough for me.
Yeah. So that being said, Capone should be joining us anytime soon, likely. If there's any Capone-nites out there.
I think I have a lot of fans because I am a very humorous of the podcast Legend Killers. Yeah.
No, but till then, it is.
I'm sorry, guys, but my crappy internet connection won't allow me to say whatever's coming out of my mouth. What I said right there is really close to what David would say. Minus the swearing and whatnot.
Yeah. It really sounds different without him swearing. No, like I was saying, I wonder how he does it when he works in prison. By the way, no. So then it is.
You inmates, shut up before I shove this baton.
You see, it's funny because he can't say any of that. No, but till then, this is an old school podcast, Legend Killers episode. Yeah. So let's get to the buy or sells out the way. Oh wait! Before we get to all that, first things first. Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. If you guys don't know, he is a very famous UFC fighter. Undefeated at one point. I'm sure a lot of UFC fans will let me know how many wins he went without losing.
Pretty much all of his. So, as a Kimbo Slice fan, Jordan, the Kimbo Slice fanatic, right now will inform the fans who are aware of what Kimbo Slice was known for. All right, this guy is what brought street fights on YouTube to fruition, even though they're quote unquote illegal. His fights were some of the most entertaining street fights that you can see. Like if you were bored during school or whatnot, those are Those are when people watch Kimbo Slice fights. He went about he went like 80-0, like most of his fights. Knocking out these local street thugs and whatnot, hot thugs, just regular guys trying to make a buck. But anyway, by boxing, which in my opinion is what he should have done in the UFC because he was better standing up than on the ground. But I digress. He goes from there to UFC, and let's just say that's not the part of Kimbo that I want to remember. I want to remember the internet boxing like monster that were knocking people out. Like that's the Kimbo I know. So rest in peace, Kimbo Slice.
Well said.
I want to give my RIP rip to the one of the greatest, if not the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing to be said about him. One of the greatest boxers in history, Muhammad Ali. But since we're podcast Legend Killers, we are a wrestling we are a wrestling group that like to talk about wrestling. Correct?
Yes, we are.
A good hint wrestling knowledge. Muhammad Ali did one like half like wrestling match because it was basically like a no holds barred match. Like you can do any style you want in the match.
Yeah.
He fought Antonio Inoki, who, which you don't know, is the founder of New Japan Pro Wrestling, in like a no holds barred match. So Muhammad Ali boxed him, and Antonio Inoki wrestled him. Did you know that Antonio Inoki, scripted or not, brought Muhammad Ali to the ground?
I did not know
So yeah, that's one of the highlights of New Japan history that they show throughout in Antonio Inoki's like documentary. He was able to bring Muhammad Ali to the ground, scripted or not. That was pretty cool for me, and that's a Muhammad Ali moment for me.
that. Interesting. For those that care to know more of Muhammad Ali, we wrote about it on our Facebook page. We covered it last week, claiming that a lot of the wrestlers today would not exist without him. Okay, well said.
All right.
Let's get to the body.
Before I was about to bring it to that. Before we get to the topics, I have just one more piece of news for the list of sick and shut in. Uh, Popular wrestler, independent wrestler from Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and a few others if I haven't mentioned them. Adam Cole has been cleared. It has been announced that Adam Cole will not be at Ring of Honor's Best in the World 2016 due to the fact that he caught pneumonia and is in the hospital. So I give my best of regards to Adam Cole and hope he gets better soon.
All right. We here on behalf of PLK wish the best of him. Send prayers out to Adam Cole, and hopefully he makes it through alive.
All right, ready to get into these topics?
Absolutely. So, the buyer sells. First one we got the rebranding episode, which is getting rid of the titles of the season 3 to season 4, season all that, and the episode numbers. Since we don't, since we edit clips and take them down from their entirety, more than likely that'll be taken out. Which actually it will be. That's more of a bit of an announcement than it is buy or sell nowadays. Because I bought into it and so did Jordan. Next buy or sell was this piece of news is that TNA Slammiversary will be happening. Jordan, you know better than I do.
All right, so I just have to say that crap. I'm looking. All right, June 12th is TNA Slammiversary. It will be taking place in the Impact Zone, which I can't stand for my life, but it's gonna be live, so that's a plus. I can't stand the Impact Zone. I think they should have moved out there years ago. But to list of matches which should help wash away the vomit that just came out of my mouth. But the matches off the top of my head, I do know that they're having Sienna versus Jade for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Gail Kim versus Maria. There's a fatal 4-way for the X Division Championship. The Decay versus the Bromans for the TNA Tag Team Championship. There's Bobby Lashley versus Drew Galloway for the TNA Heavyweight Championship, and Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy in a Full Metal Mayhem match, which for you non-TNA watchers, you millions and millions of non-TNA watchers out there, it is a TLC match. So let's just call it a TLC match. Matt versus Jeff Hardy for a TLC match. Those are all the TNA Slammiversary matches that come to my head. One more piece of news. There will be another legend that will be inducted to the TNA Hall of Fame, if that means anything.
and to most it doesn't. So just give us the TNA legend, please.
It will be announced tomorrow on June 12th at TNA Slammiversary, and I have to list a date because whenever this is uploaded, it may be before or after June 12th.
Okay, which is tomorrow, by the way.
Which at the date of right now is tomorrow, but whenever this video is uploaded, it may not be tomorrow.
Yeah.
12th, TNA Slammiversary. Watch it or not.
So, also that there was a debate that I sparked last week, a small debate with a friend of mine and I wanted to get Jordan's input on this. A buy or sell on Charlotte Flair's promo berating his dad versus AJ Lee's promo scathing the Total Divas in 2013. Me, for those that tuned in last week, which was about 2 viewers, you heard that I bought on Charlotte's promo. I said that she cut the best promo of most divas in years, women's wrestlers, my bad, in years, including AJ Lee's promo. So you kind of understand my stance on that. So, Jordan, can we please have your input on whether or not you buy or sell on that?
Or sell on your idea that Charlotte's promo was actually good?
Buy or sell, which promo do you think was better?
Oh, I obviously am going to go AJ Lee's promo.
Okay. Care to have any input?
I'm going to go with the wait. You remember when you had me and David on the podcast and we discussed like what we thought about this promo, and you basically seen that I really didn't like this promo.
Charlotte's promo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't the fact that the promo itself was bad. It was just Charlotte's whole selling point on it, and you can see that she's still has a long way to go when it comes to going in the character, because the whole point of being up there and going to the fans and selling off your characters to show that even though this may be scripted, like your character is supposed to give off the fact that your emotions aren't the same as your actual emotions, or it gets too personal. So basically, you see Ric Flair before he even before Charlotte starts going off, he talks for like 5 seconds, giving off, "Oh, you already know something's gonna happen," because Ric Flair not mouthing off like what's about to go down. So
well, I mean, it's his daughter.
Afterward, of course, it's his daughter, but
like,
all right,
he's been playing that character where like he's literally, if you see previous clips, you see her like completely act like a brat to him, just like, "Daddy, let me do this, Daddy, this," and he just completely takes it. He doesn't talk back or nothing.
Now, even before she started talking, he just broke. Ric Flair usually goes into about a 5-minute promo before Charlotte even says anything. That's how you knew she was about to turn on him beforehand. And even after that, she was about to break into tears before she even put him down. That's why they had to redo everything after she put down Rick. They had Stephanie yelling at her and whatnot to make it look like she's doing a stupid idea. But when she's supposed to be a monster, she's supposed to be basically a Seth Rollins type of heel where she doesn't care what anybody thinks about her.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't think that. I thought that she wasn't ready to do a promo like that.
I see where. Oh shoot! Hold on. I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
Like when you go with AJ's promo, do you see any remorse in her face when she's just berating all these divas in the rock? Exactly.
Okay, so your problem was that she didn't she didn't sell the character a lot more than she should
Yeah,
have.
yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like Ric Flair, the tears coming down, him walking away. That made sense. That's how you show
Mhm.
Ric Flair. Ric Flair was able to. Well, Ric Flair didn't even have, even though he knew it was scripted or not. You couldn't tell with the tears running down his face, him walking away like that. That's how you get in the character.
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Um, Me personally, I could kind of forgive that, especially because like she played it off into a different role. She said, "Oh, you were never there for me," and this stuff, and then I started being able to see why she was choking up. I figured that's what she was kind of doing when she started choking up. Um,
Yeah, she went out of character.
yeah. Okay. Well, if she was going in that role, then you know what? Fine.
Yeah, that
Um,
would have been a good promo for her going babyface.
mhm, that's true. I mean, a lot of heel promos are very justifiable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like when CM Punk, or no, not CM Punk, because he's a commonly used one. But I want to think of someone new, like Christian, for example, when he
Yeah.
got screwed out of the title from Randy Orton. Why was he
Mm-hmm.
the heel in that scenario?
Oh
He
yeah,
was
that makes
never,
sense.
he was never granted the title. He was screwed over out of it, and all he wanted was one more match, even though he got more than one. But you know, he never really, he was never a heel. He was more of a justifiable. He was a justifiable heel. He was a
You know
face.
who they should have gave that promo to? Zack Ryder.
Oh, I would feel bad. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't get behind the guy because really, I no offense to Zack Ryder, I think he's an amazing wrestler, especially after I've seen what he could do. The 450 splash, all that stuff. Um, he's improved over the years, but I, in no way, shape, or form has Zack Ryder, the character or the wrestler, really sold me to get behind him like I have someone like a
Come on,
Christian.
just give me my match, bro. I just need one more match, bro.
Exactly. I can't deal with weeks of promos like that. One more match, bro. Come on, can I get a intercontinental title? Are you serious, bro? Like, I can't listen to that. That would ruin the character for not just me. I'm sure a lot of people will get annoyed by him altogether. They'll just start looking at him like he's a crazy person. He'll have it in R-Truth effect, essentially. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I actually, now that I think about it, if they're gonna make Zack Ryder a heel and they give him that role, it could actually work. He could get so much heat off of that. But anyway, I digress. Yeah. So like you said, that promo was a justify. That promo, that would have worked if she would have turned face. I think I see where you're coming from on that. AJ Lee having the better promo.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
all came down to selling. Yep.
Yeah.
Now move on.
All right. So next on the night, we have shoot. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Next on the night, we have the the 3 topics as usual. So, first one of the night, Bobby Roode, or no, actually, we'll save that for the third one. So, first one of the night, NXT TakeOver The End review.
All right. So, do you want to, since it's just the two of us, do you want to split the 5 minutes into 10 minutes or 15 minutes?
Yeah, let's go to 10 or 15. We got about 45 minutes left, though.
All right.
Okay, so I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you can go first, even though remember, I'm in charge.
Thank you. Well, actually, well, yeah, you've only been in charge for about 2 weeks, so you still got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, and then one more thing before we get into this. Do you want to pick another match at Money in the Bank that we bet on for who had?
For podcast rights?
Yeah.
All right, works for me. Let's pick the Money in the Bank match. Or no. Yeah, Money in the Bank match itself.
All right.
Let's say we each pick 2 characters. Let's say how many are there? Six wrestlers, right? Let's say we each pick 3 wrestlers.
All right, I go with Kevin Owens, Alberto Del Rio, and Sami Zayn.
All right, cool. So I guess I get the remaining 3: Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, and wow, I forgot the other one, and Cesaro. Okay, cool. Podcast rights for 1 month on the line. All right. So all right, so let's go into NXT TakeOver, the end of the beginning. Okay, so I missed the first match was Cien Andrade, or Los Sombras, as other people may know him. So I can't really comment on that. The NXT Revival versus Gable and Jordan. Oh my God, was that a phenomenal match for what I got to see? Not the best match of the night, because the best match of the night is reserved for Nakamura versus Austin Aries, honestly. Personally, this was definitely the unpredictable one. I did not predict the Revival would become a 2-time NXT champions, and as Jordan has mentioned in the Hangout section, this is the first time anyone has become a 2-time NXT champion for any championship belt in NXT. So that's a career highlight in and of themselves. I'm sure that'll be a pretty good resume for both of these guys. I'm a big fan of the Revival, and I'm a big fan of Jordan and Gable. It makes me think that they're going up to the main roster when the brand split happens. Next was Asuka versus Nia Jax. Jordan called a really good spot here where Asuka was going to do a kick and counter into a powerbomb, and sure enough, that happened. I like this match simply because it was just like Bayley versus Nia Jax, where it was how I look at let's say a David versus Goliath, except neither one of these two were David. It was just a Goliath versus Goliath in 2 different realms. Striker versus whatever Nia Jax is. I guess we'll call her just a powerhouse. I think it was pretty good back and forth. It wasn't the best Asuka match, and I even called that it wasn't going to be. Nothing stood out in particular to this match to me, but it was good. It was enjoyable. I can enjoy any Asuka match because I love watching her strike. Definitely my favorite striker of all time, next to The Undertaker. Okay, next is Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. It was a good match. I think I was really shocked, legitimately, at this match, because I honestly thought that Finn Balor might have been a 2-time NXT champion by this point, because let's face it, there's a lot of false finishes at this match that had me fooled. I like the spot where he did the sling blade off the cage. That was pretty cool. And then the muscle buster at the end was a perfect way to cap off this match. My favorite match of the night, as I mentioned, was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries. Now, this was a short card, so, the reason I'm going into this one last is because this was the last one. Personally, it was a perfect storytelling match. It was really good number 1 contender match. I kind of expected Austin Aries to attack Nakamura at the end, simply because everyone has called it, including myself. I'll be the first to actually say that he was turning heel soon. So I mean, one thing I will say about this match was I, from start to finish, I liked every single sequence that they had. I like how every single move that Nakamura had, Austin Aries had an answer to, and I'm speaking in storyline perspective, and it just every single counter that Nakamura. I'm not sure which one to go into particularly because there's so many good spots here and there. I mean, the Avalanche Kinshasa was really good. Just everything in general. I'm not gonna lie. Everything in general. I honestly thought Nakamura was gonna lose at some points. Very good back and forth, and I feel like I'm rambling without actually giving any detail. So listen, it was a very good match altogether. Very technical, and that's really all I have to say about it. That's my NXT Takeover the End of the Beginning review. And Jordan, all to you, my man.
Yes, sir. All right. So NXT is my thing. One of my favorite wrestling promotions currently, aside from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Ring of Honor, and New Japan. So uh, I won't take much of your time, but the whole pay-per-view itself was pretty much any NXT has been like on a roll like this entire year and the year before that. Kudos to Triple H. So to get started, the first match, which I also missed a bit of it, like a good chunk, so I had to go back and watch it. I keep forgetting his new name. It's like Aaron something. I don't know, but
Let's just call him. Let's just call him by his last name. Okay.
What is it? CN something?
It's Cien Andrade, but I'll just say Cien for short.
Yeah, let's just go with Cien for short. I seen his work in CMLL as La Sombra back when he was a part of the Los Ingobernables, when he was a member. Um, so when he got called up, I just went to look back at his work to see what I'm about to see who's coming to the NXT and who's about to represent Lucha Libre, because the current members that they have right now are in the main roster, which are Kalisto and Sin Cara, formerly known as Unico, and both of them brought a lot to the table. So I was just making sure that we were getting something with La Sombra, and boy, was I in for a rude awakening. Phenomenal luchador. Did a solid debut against Ty Dillinger, who also brought a lot to the table. And I hope that both of them make it far in the WWE, because Ty Dillinger is getting the jobber treatment right now and is losing a lot of matches. But I see what they're doing. He's the Tyler Breeze right now, and I know he's going to get called up soon with the huge following that he has with the 10 gimmick and whatnot. But back to CN, yeah, was a really good way to get him familiar with get the NXT roster familiar with him, and yeah, he's going to go far. I'm looking forward to see who his first rivalry is going to be with. But on to Jason Jordan and um Chad Gable versus the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Um, Phenomenal match. Not David. He's not even here. Eddie covered pretty much everything that I wanted to say about the match. The match was great. Phenomenal match. It was a questionable ending. With the two big Samoan guys coming out. I don't know what their team name is, but um, having Paul Aaron behind them, having seen him being the manager of the Road Warriors. What is going on with me? Yes, the Road Warriors, managing the Road Warriors and many other WWE legends. You can see that they have a bright future. We may be looking at our new future NXT Tag Team Champions. Me being a huge wrestling fanatic, I don't put down any wrestler. I know the new generation of wrestling fans always have something bad to say about our heavyweight wrestlers, but I still have there's still a place in my heart for heavyweight wrestlers, and we haven't seen a dominant heavyweight tag team on NXT since the Ascension. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can bring to the table. Moving on to the next match, which was Asuka versus Nia Jax. Yeah, I enjoyed this match surprisingly. Me not being a big Nia Jax fan, I feel like this was Nia Jax's best match yet on NXT, and she proved that she's not bad. She's just green and has a long way to go in NXT. But this match shows that she is improving despite the haters, a couple haters. But
They're a bunch of fugazis.
yes, sir. Nia Jax has I feel like she will be. She has the potential of becoming a next dominant heavyweight in the women's division. So best of luck to her. I knew that Asuka was going to retain, but still, kudos to Nia Jax for actually proving to the haters that she does have a place in NXT and is just improving as the weeks and months go on. So yeah, kudos to both women's wrestlers. Uh, what was the next match? It was Austin Aries versus Nakamura, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the match of the night. A solid Nakamura match between two veterans. Both wrestlers bring it to the table. Nakamura hits them with the Bumaye, which is what I call it, but it's now known as the King Shasa to the back of
King
Austin Aries' head.
Shasa!
Yes, sir. I'm used to hearing Boomaye, but they changed it WWE. But it's probably King Shasa in all seriousness makes a lot more sense to Boomaye. But yeah, to both two Boomaye King Shot. Let me just go with King Shot saw WWE, rebranding. King Shot saw to the back of Aries' head and then one to the front of the face. Match is over. But match was great. Both wrestlers. No wrestler lost in that match, in my opinion. But scripted wise, Nakamura picked up the win. Uh, Match of the night again. As I say, I'm looking forward to seeing Nakamura's next opponent, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'll leave that for when we go to the Bobby Roode topic. But so moving on to that match is the main event. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe in the steel cage match. Um, that match was great. I'm having mixed feelings, like, if I should make that the second best match of the night or American Alpha versus the Revival. I think I'm gonna have them both at the tie because both matches were phenomenal. No, NXT Takeover is just their specials are. That's the hard part. Like, all their matches are so good, you don't know which match to put. You can't have a top list when it comes to Takeover because every wrestler just brings out their A game. This match like showed it the most with this kid because Finn Balor and Joe, even though they fought previous times before, they showed that one time, two times, three times is never enough between these two. This match was great. That's all I can say about it. As what Eddie said, the sling blade off the cage to the Kinnikuman / Ultimate Muscle style muscle buster off the second rope. That gave me some anime feels right there. That match was great. I knew that Joe was gonna retain, but still great match. I'm looking forward to seeing who his next defense is gonna be. Man, that was a good special. I give NXT Takeover the end 4 out of 5, which is
We
what
don't
I
rate
more than what
here. We don't rate as a part of POK. You said
I don't
that.
care. I'm giving it a four. I'm contradicting myself. I give it 4 out of 5. I don't care. Call me a hypocrite. Come at me, bro.
Okay. uh, okay, that's fair enough. Speaking of NXT, we have a new signing. Jordan mentioned Bobby Roode. So, Jordan, care to kick it off first?
Yeah, we knew that Bobby Roode was coming for months now, but the whole thing was when the whole timing was the whole yeah, it was all about timing. Bobby Roode comes. First we see him at what was it? It was Takeover Dallas, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, in the crowd, got a massive pop from the crowd, and everybody was psyched. I went nuts because I've been watching Bobby Roode for since 2002, and seeing him then and there now, my opinion in my mind, I always thought of him as Canadian Triple H. So when he was at Dallas, I'd see him in the crowd. I'm like, Canadian Triple H, woo!
That's
And
exactly what I think every time I see him. When I first saw him on TNA one time cutting a promo, I thought immediately this guy's TNA's Triple H. Yeah.
And yeah, started his fame with Team Canada and TNA, and then went there, became the longest reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And when he felt when there was nothing else for him to prove, now he's in NXT. And at Takeover the End, we see Bobby Roode just casually walking in the backstage to William Regal's office. And when that happens, like, yep, he signed. And not even like a week after, it was just yesterday, June 11th, I believe. What is it, June? What's today?
Today's
No,
the
June
11th.
10th. Today's the 11th. No, it was June 10th. June 10th, my fault. On June 10th, Bobby Roode made his in-ring NXT debut out of nowhere at a random live event. Crowd went wild. Walks out in his signature robe, gets in there. It was just I had to watch that video like 5 times.
Did he have a match?
Yeah, he had an actual match.
Who? Against who?
I see the video cuts out. Then I have to look up who he actually fought. Yeah, it's one of those fan videos where there's a fan with a camera, just like people spazzing out. Yeah. So I have to. They've been more and more have been popping up throughout the day. So I'm gonna have to check it out later on. But for now, yeah, Bobby Roode's in NXT. Is the question is when is he gonna show up in the on television, and who he's gonna feud? Yeah, who is he gonna feud? Are they gonna do like an Eric Young type reveal where he goes and then has a single match against Samoa Joe, or are they gonna save him for later on and he's gonna have a feud against Austin Aries or maybe Nakamura? Who knows? But before I end this my thoughts on Bobby Roode. There have been pictures spurring up from that same live event. No, it wasn't even a live event. It was the newest NXT tapings where Finn Balor is looking for an opponent. No, Nakamura is looking for an opponent, and then Finn Balor comes out. So, thoughts that the next match for Finn Balor at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2, which is going to be their next takeover, is going to be against Finn Balor versus Nakamura. So I'm just leaving that there, and that's the end of my thoughts.
Okay. One thing I kind of want to get out the way, it's going to be kind of unpopular, is that while yes, I'm excited Bobby Roode is going into NXT. Like Jordan says, NXT has a little more stars than they know what to do with right now. So I hope at least now for like maybe until the next Royal Rumble that they don't have any more signings. Just so they have enough to work with right now. That's just kind of one quick get out the way. It's just it's kind of a little much saying, oh, Nakamura's been signed, what's he gonna do? And then someone else comes along, what's he gonna do? And then someone else, what's he gonna do? And it's a little bit to keep up with. So I just hope that they don't really have any more signings from now for a little while. Hold off, cool it with it a little bit. Not that it's a problem, just cool it. I don't really want any forgotten stars to happen. One thing I will say, if nobody has thought of this yet, and I don't know if Eric Young's doing a one-time deal with WWE, but I'm thinking he could feud with Bobby Roode. I'm sure they have plenty of history carrying on from TNA, even though they probably won't mention that. I'm sure that's a feud for Bobby Roode. Shinsuke Nakamura would be a good one. Austin Aries. There's plenty of stars to go by. Let's just see what he does. As far as Nakamura versus Finn Balor goes, sounds like another good match to me. I'll be pulling for Nakamura all the way. I like that he has an undefeated streak going on for him right now, and I hope he wins. That's it. I hope he wins against Finn Balor, and I hope he keeps it that way. That's the end of my thought. So, third topic.
Before you move on to your topic, I want to add on to what you said on how you hope that no other talent anytime soon gets signed to NXT, any big talent that is. So, I was talking to a friend of mine, is a coworker. I believe I told you that I have a coworker at work that knows a lot about wrestling.
Yes, you said he's going to that. So is he the one that's going to that event where Cody Rhodes is going to face Kurt Angle?
Yes, he's going to that, and he's also going to the first televised episode of the brand split at SmackDown in next month of July. Yeah. See, the tickets went on sale today for me, as I have nobody to go with, so I'm probably just not going to end up getting any tickets for it. But moving on, he gave me a prediction because he's good at those, saying that the reason why NXT TakeOver this one is titled The End is because a good chunk of the NXT roster will be getting called up to SmackDown once they do the brand split.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they'll cancel out all the stars that aren't getting noticed on NXT right now. Once those stars jump over to SmackDown, the stars that aren't getting enough screen time in NXT now will be getting screen time afterwards. Yes.
Okay. Well, then I could live with that. No.
So just putting that out there.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that's cool. So, third topic of the night and final one until we choose to speak freely about anything. We will be reviewing. Oh no, we already did the review. Oh no, predictions on Money in the Bank plus our stipulation. Predictions on Money in the Bank. Let's go. Let me pull up the card real quick. Money in the Bank. Jordan, yeah, any match in particular you care to see right now? Jordan? Hell. Guess it's just me. Okay, well, let's carry on the rest of this episode. So, okay, so NXT or Money in the Bank 2016 match card predictions. Okay, so first match of the night, going off of plain memory because the match card isn't showing up, is Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I'd like to think that Baron Corbin is going to lose, but it's not. Dolph Ziggler is going to win. Dolph Ziggler is going to lose. It's inevitable. Personally, I'm not a big fan of either right now. I'm slowly starting to dislike Dolph Ziggler's character even more. One thing I will say is that hopefully Baron Corbin improves. I don't really want to see him in the main event picture against Roman Reigns. For some reason, I see that happening. So, Okay, so here's the match card. So Rusev versus Titus O'Neil for the United States title. I'd like to think that Titus O'Neil is going to win. And I'm pulling for him to win, but I honestly see Rusev coming out the winner in this one. And why not? Why not? Rusev needs to be a dominant heel like he was when he first started. And you know what? If people need, if he needs to go over a few of my favorites, so be it. Rusev's one of my favorites to begin with. Okay, I'm getting a message from Jordan just now. Oh, his connection got cut. Okay, so we'll um um so blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like I was saying, Rusev's gonna win. Next is New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Club versus Enzo Amore and Cass versus the Vaudevillains. Who I want to see come out the winner is the Vaudevillains. I'm a huge fan of them, and I think, why not? I think they'll come out the winners. I don't see anyone else coming out. However, I see only them and the Club winning. The Club, it's either going to be the Club winning cleanly or the Vaudevillains winning, sneakily. Next is John Cena versus AJ Styles. I think Jordan and I have predicted this, or Jordan's really mentioned this more than anyone. It's going to be AJ Styles wins his first, and then John Cena wins the rest of the 99. Let's just hope AJ Styles wins this one tomorrow, and maybe they'll let the feud fizzle out till WrestleMania, have their rematch there. And that's kind of how I would do it. You have a brand, or I don't know, because this is honestly a WrestleMania match. Having it at Money in the Bank is a mistake, in my opinion. But what are you gonna do? Next is Sami Zayn versus Cesaro versus Chris Jericho. Wait. Well, hold on. Let me ask him, because maybe I'm wrong, because to my knowledge, Money in the Bank is tomorrow. And look at that, I'm wrong. It's actually the 19th. Whoops, that is big on my part. Okay, so this most likely will be edited out. And yeah, we'll just save the predictions for next week. All right, guys.